What is this? What is this? What is this? Little rat, stop jumping around! There is something else! It's the Mr. Nitro sound. I did not expect a rhyme there at the start, but hello everybody, greetings for the, still starting off there, for the lovely winter seasonal kickoff with all its glory and its lovely people, which is in this case, just little Alpberg, hello, little Nitro.
Hello everybody.
And little Quokka.
Hello.
And little Heidegger, bonjour.
Yes, that is Heidi indeed. He's here with us.
Correct. Anyways, while we are I can't wait for Heidi to make like a squint face or something and shit. I can't wait. But, greetings everybody, this is the winter seasonal kickoff, which means delicious, delicious talking for 5 hours and then 10 seconds of wheel. Something like that, probably.
It's pretty close, pretty close.
It is going to be glorious. We have many things planned. Nitro is going to do a handstand and run down a hill on a roller. It's going to be amazing. Everything is going to be so amazing.
Yeah, I don't know about me. Hills and wheels, generally not my friend. But yeah, no, really quickly, I know chat is talking about changing the screen. I don't know if this is the screen we're supposed to be on, but we're on this screen.
That's a lovely screen at the moment.
It's a good screen.
You don't need to see our beautiful faces in the evening house. You don't need to see our faces, for they're too beautiful for the late evenings.
True. You simply cannot handle beauty that is our faces.
Exactly.
No, but no, there are a couple of things we want to cover on the stream. First of all, I want to say a huge thank you to you, Altberg, for hosting this. We very much appreciate it, and we appreciate the work you put in. Because this looks fantastic, so thank you very much for that. Quok and I will be here chatting about what you can expect this coming seasonal. Obviously, with some changes in the seasonal org, we're all running this as a team. We're very excited. I think we're working very well together, and it's been. I'm feeling very good about it. But as far as things we're covering today, we are going to be covering very quickly just some things that have been shared in previous announcements. So, for example, just who's playing in seasonal? Do you know who's playing in seasonal? You're about to know who's playing in seasonal.
Oh my god!
We'll talk about some updates to the middle ground servers that we made. Some very small changes just to make things work a little bit better. And these changes will go hand in hand with the refreshed map ban system. Updated by our lovely, lovely representative here in the Orga, Abu. And then we'll talk about some recent votes from the council and how that's going to affect the meta for the seasonal. We'll get into seeding, talk about the format, and then, of course, spin some wheels. So that'll be very exciting.
That's my part. I was getting hyped there.
That's good. So, yeah, without further ado, I guess really quickly we can talk about who you can expect to see here in the seasonal.
Yes.
This time around, we do have 24 teams playing with us. Just in alphabetical order, we're going to start off with the 82nd Airborne Division, 82 AD. We're also going to be seeing Alpha, Broken Arrow, Central Alliance, Chimera, Cerberus, The Circle, DC, EG or Eastern Group, Esprit de Corps, the Finns Let Loose, of course. We will have FOC, also known as Factory of Chips, my favorite name in the history of Hell Let Loose team names. Love FOC. We're going to have GBI, Gary Busters Incorporated, Greyhounds, ICF, or otherwise known as International Code Flags, Infiltration, or IR. I'm going to butcher this pronunciation. I'm going to say this with the terrible U.S. accent, Luftwaffenjäger Regiment 46. Albert, can you help me with that pronunciation? How would you say that?
LWJG 46.
That's perfect. That's amazing. Incredible. Team Phoenix will be joining us. Of course, we will have Refuse returning for Seasonal. A newcomer to Seasonal, Ronin, coming from South America. I'm very excited to have Ronin here. Syndicate will be joining us as well. We have The Line, Valkyria, and of course, What the Hell, WTH, to round out our 24 teams. Now, what you're seeing on screen, this is very important because you're seeing two groups here on your screen. Quokka, what are you looking at right here?
What are we looking at right here?
Well, we
It's like, oh, it's gonna be a lovely evening, people.
I can tell you what we're looking at. And by the way, just in case anyone's not aware, it is like 7 a.m. for Quokka, so he's woken up very early to be here with us today.
Outback stream, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the
Okay.
stream. You're live on stream, Quokka, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're all good. Yeah, so we got the team separated into like a top 8. So there's 24 teams, obviously. So there's a top 8 grouping, separated into Group A and Group B for the wheel. And then there's the next 16 separated into Group A and Group B for the wheel. All of that will become clear when we get to the formatting and finally the wheel.
Right, absolutely. So we'll talk about seeding here a little bit down the line because that is going to be important. And what you are seeing is seeding. Our top 8 has been seeded. You have our top 4 and our second group of 4 in that top 8. And then in our contenders group, that is going to be out of the remaining 16 teams, it's split into 2 groups of 8, Group A and Group B. So, but again, we'll get to that here. So as far as, teams and regions, a very, very quick breakdown for you on the number of regions we have playing. Out of the 24 teams, we have 11 teams who are registered as EU. We have 2 teams who are registered as CIS. 4 teams joining us from China this time around. 3 North American teams, 2 of them being NA East and 1 of them being NA West. And finally, we have 2 more regions. 1 team from South America, that would be Ronin. And of course, OCE, we have 2 teams, Chimera and GBI. So pretty good mix of teams here for the seasonal. And, and that's going to be really important because one of the things that we have updated recently has been our list of middle ground servers. And we do have something I believe we can share on the screen for you. And Quokka, I'll let you take the lead on what we're doing with these servers.
Yeah, so we took a different approach to the server host thing this time.
Yes, talk like there's a graphic on screen. Just talk like there's a graphic on screen.
It'll come up soon. Yeah, so in previous seasons, it's always been basically like server host advantage, and then that translates to whoever gets advantage of the ban phase. But the way that seasonal has been going the past few editions is that that's sort of gone out the window because we've seen a lot more teams come in from different regions. It's making it very hard to get a strong server host advantage. So yeah, the ban phases pretty much ended up just becoming, whoever wins the coin flip gets to ban first, and then like that's all the advantage available, which wasn't great. So we spent some time and we came up with a middle ground orientated server host sheet. Which is what you're seeing on the screen right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Technology.
Fantastic. Yeah, so in the blue, which is that's still your traditional host advantage. So that's more matchups where there is not a good middle ground. So it's really between the West and NA. And yeah, so that remains the same as it's been in previous seasons. But then going through in the orange is more middle ground, and that will be taking advantage of this new map ban system that we've developed. And basically the ideology behind all of this is creating a system which is fairer for all the teams involved, rather than unnecessarily causing a team a disadvantage leading into the game. But yeah, the other thing to keep in mind through this seasonal is just there's at this time of year there's lots of clock changes that end up happening. So a match that's at a certain set time, the default time in October is not necessarily going to be the same in November, because we have NA going into daylight savings towards the end of the month, and Europe doing the same early November, or maybe I got those two mixed up, but yeah, that all happens as well. So that's really fun. But
yeah, I think
so,
one thing
you'll
to
see
really
more. Yeah, go on, Etra.
Yeah. One thing to really stress is that if there is a middle ground server available, that's what we want the server to be, just to give a fair experience to as many teams as we can. And so that's why there is so much orange. Thankfully, for a lot of regions, a middle ground server is possible. And because of that, that is going to affect the system in place for the map bans. Of course, if there is none available, again, mainly with NA and EU matchups, that can make things a bit harder, so that that original system will still be used. But we can talk about this updated system if
the map ban system, you mean?
Yes. If you didn't know, there is a refreshed map ban system. And this is something that has come up plenty of times recently, saying that the map ban system's it's a bit outdated. With so many teams having a middle ground server, the coin flip determining server host or first ban doesn't really make sense. So we've made some changes to the system. Now, again, if there is no middle ground server available, the system will not be changing. The coin flip will still determine. If you win, you can choose between server host or first ban. That's not going to change. You ban once per turn. Nothing new there. But if there is a middle ground server available, this is going to change the way teams are doing map bans, and this is very important. If a middle ground server exists, the coin flip will give the winner two options. You can either ban first and get an extra ban, or you can choose to ban second and get the last ban between the two remaining options. Now, the other big change for this is that for each turn during the map ban, teams are going to be able to ban twice per turn instead of once. So this means if, for example, you need to double ban a map, you can do that in one turn now. So I think this is really going to change the way that teams approach map banning. Again, getting banned twice per turn is huge. And also, the coin flip actually makes a difference now when it comes time to matchups for middle ground servers. Again, you can choose between banning first and getting the extra ban, or you can get the last ban in that ban phase. So that's going to be the biggest change for this time around. We will have some graphics, and you can see an example of a ban phase on stream. I love that the ban phase went to LL main, by the way. So that's
the true
great.
only point. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the big change for the map banning system. We are going to be putting an updated guide out in the rules. I know chat is asking about some written rules for that. An updated rule book is coming out shortly. We are making some changes to it, and the map banning will be covered in that. But we at least want to touch on that on stream today, just so people are aware of what's coming for that change. So now.
It seems like people are also confused
please.
about the seeding and who is going to fight who, because those top 8 group seems pretty strong, because it's top 8. But maybe we should talk about the whole thing, as in how the season is going to happen and how stuff is happening in what way.
Yeah,
English.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can touch on the format. I did actually really quickly want to touch on the changes that the council has voted on. It's not anything new, and so really quickly, just going to go over that, and then we can talk about format and seating and how that all works. But to very quickly give a TLDR. The council, which is made up of the top 8, or in this case, top 7 teams from the last edition of Seasonal, got to vote on meta changes and maps that are playable. And there are a couple of outcomes that were decided by this council. Number one, as far as artillery and nodes, the one protected artillery gun will not be changing from last edition of Seasonal. That will remain in place. The one change is going to be that nodes this time around are going to be protected. They cannot be destroyed. We will have rules in the rulebook about where you can place them, so people aren't trolling and putting their nodes next to like the tank spawns and so on and so forth. That will be addressed in case anyone is wondering about that. As far as tanks, the Axis tanks, the council has decided that the Panther will remain banned for this edition of Seasonal. The Tiger will still be the only tank playable for the Axis side. And of course, the map pool. It was decided that all the maps that have been added or that are in the pool will be playable, with the exception of the night maps. Now, as far as the night maps, teams did vote on which version of that map they wanted to keep. If the map has a day and a night version, both cannot be in the pool. And so for those maps, the ones that made it to the pool will be Foy Night, PHL Night is in the pool, Kursk Night is in the pool. But as far as Remagen and Hurtgen, only the daytime versions of those maps will be in the pool. So that's what we're looking at. And Alberg, if you're able to very quickly pull up the map ban example with the list of maps, that's actually the current pool that is playable. So
Here we go.
there it is right there. Yeah, so what you're seeing on your screen, that is the current map pool if you are interested. There is a post in the announcement section of the seasonal Discord where you can see that as well. So that's all I got. Moving on to seeding and format and all that good stuff. We can take a look at that seeding once again. Again, teams are currently broken up into two groups. We have our top 8 teams. Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Didn't we have a thing for that you prepared?
As far as seeding?
Oh, fair. Okay, you go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So as far as seeding, we'll pull it up one more time just so you can kind of take a look and kind of clear up what these groups mean. You have Group A, Group B for top 8, Group A, Group B for the contenders. Essentially, for week 1, for the first stage of the tournament, which we'll get to, we do have an explanation coming. Teams from Group A in that seeding are going to play against teams from Group B, assuming that Group A is seeded higher than Group B. So, as far as the bracket, that's something I see Altberg cycling through very quickly, but maybe it would be easier just to play what we have here. We do have an explanation video. We do. I wonder who made that. But
we hired extra people for that.
We did.
Famous actors from Poland.
Yes, famous Polish actor incoming. But yeah, if you're curious to know what the format is looking like, take a look here, and this is what you can expect for the seasonal.
See you in a moment, kids. Beep, beep.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a new edition of Seasonal. My name is Anthony. You can call me Mr. Nitro if you so choose, and we're going to be talking about the format of this edition. Now, we have 24 teams joining us, and you've just seen the seeding for the tournament. We have 2 groups of teams, the first one being our top 8 teams, and the second one being the remaining 16 contenders, as we call them. Now, these teams will be fighting for 10 weeks for the title this time around, and the tournament's going to be broken up into 3 stages. First off, we're going to have the play-in stage, where the top 8 teams will be fighting for seeding into the next stage, while the remaining 16 contenders are fighting for survival. But we'll get into that in just a moment. The second stage of the tournament is the group stage, where the groups will be mixed together based on the seeding from the play-in stage. Now, all teams are facing elimination at this point, and this will be 4 weeks of games. At the end of those 4 weeks, the remaining 8 teams will be moving on to the playoffs, where it will be single elimination for 3 weeks to fight for the title. So let's talk about this first stage, the play-ins. What we're going to be doing is spinning the wheel to determine the week 1 matchups for this stage. For both the top 8 group and the contenders group, one team from Group A will be matched up with a random team from Group B. And yes, we will be using the wheel to determine these matchups. Now, we've created an example bracket here using a random wheel to determine the matchups, and this is what the wheel gave us. The top 8 will be playing in the upper bracket here, and here's what those matchups would look like. The format here is very simple. The winners will move on to week 2 to play each other, while the losers will drop down to the lower bracket to face off against the other teams who lost their first games. Now, the important thing to note about these top 8 teams is that none of these teams are facing elimination. These games are just for seeding purposes. That's one of the benefits of making it to the top 8. Now, the teams from this group who make it out of the play-in stage will end up taking that first seed in the next stage of the tournament. This will be a lot more clear when we take a look at the next stage of the tournament. But before we do that, let's talk about the lower bracket. The lower bracket is going to be a very similar concept to the previous one, where teams from Group A will be matched up with teams from Group B. The difference here is that all 16 of these teams are facing elimination in this stage of the tournament. This is a double elimination format for the 16 teams. So if you lose 2 games in this stage, you will be eliminated in the play-in stage of the tournament. Of course, the teams who win their matchups in week 1 in this bracket will move on to play each other during week 2, while the teams who lose will be playing an elimination game. You'll see here Ronin, Cerberus, LWJG, BA, ICF, CA, Circle, and Valkyria are all facing elimination games at this stage. As you can see, there will be a 3rd round of games for that elimination bracket to determine the final 4 teams that move on. In this case, you'll see that the winners of the upper bracket games playing on the weekend of October 22nd will move on to the group stage and take 3rd seed, while the winners of the elimination bracket playing on October 29th will move on to the group stage and take the 4th seed. Now, this means that out of the 16 teams playing in the play-in, 8 teams will be eliminated in this stage of the tournament. And those 3 weeks of games will take us to the group stage of the tournament, in which case the seeding from the play-ins are taken into consideration for the matchups. Teams will be randomly drawn into 2 groups, Group A and Group B. Now, for both groups, the seeding matchups are the same. 1st seed will take on 4th seed, while 2nd seed will take on 3rd seed. And of course, the wheel will be determining these matchups. In our example bracket here, you can see what these matchups might look like for both Group A and also Group B. Now let's take a look back at Group A for a moment, because the format here is very similar to the play-in stage. Teams who win their matchups in week 1 will play each other in the following week, the weekend of November the 12th, while teams who lose their week 1 games will drop down into, you guessed it, an elimination bracket. So for both Group A and Group B, it is going to be a double elimination format. Now, teams in the upper bracket here who lose their matchups on the weekend of November the 12th will drop down to the elimination bracket the following week, the weekend of November 19th. And the bracket is fairly straightforward to anything you may have seen in a previous HLL tournament. Now, from each bracket, out of 8 teams that are put in there, only 3 of them are moving on to the playoffs. You'll see here that the winners of game A11 and B11 will move on to the playoffs and take the semi-final position. Now, the opponents they played in that matchup, in this case Infiltration and 82nd AD, still get to the playoffs, but they do have to play that 1st round on the weekend of December 3rd. Their opponents will be the teams who won their games in the elimination bracket of the group stage. In this case, that would be Fins Let Loose and The Line. And so now we have an idea of what the playoffs might look like. The format from there will be pretty straightforward, as the winners of the Week 1 playoff games will move on to the semifinals to play Syndicate and Phoenix, and the winners of the semis will face off in one grand final game. And that's about it. We have 24 teams playing 10 weeks of games over 3 stages of the tournament, all fighting for one spot. We're very excited for this edition of Seasonal. We're happy to have you join us, and we're looking forward to another great tournament. Thanks, everybody. That was a very brief explanation of what you can expect this time around for the Winter Seasonal. If I can very, very quickly give a TLDR, essentially the top 8 teams, and we can maybe get the seeding pulled up again one more time. The top 8 teams are playing in the play-ins strictly for seeding purposes to get into the group stage. And so that actually does matter because your seeding, you'll see, will determine who you play in the group stage. For the contenders, the remaining 16 teams, these are the teams that actually do need to play in and win games to get into the group stage. So out of those 16 teams, half of them will move on to the group stage. So these are very vital games for most of the teams here. Once you get to the group stage, we will once again be spinning the wheel for the draws. And that will put all of the remaining teams into a double elimination bracket. And of course, moving on to the playoffs, which would be single elimination. Again, this is 10 weeks of games. The final weekend of Seasonal will be the weekend of December the 16th and 17th. We really wanted to get the schedule and make it possible so that we can finish before the holidays. And we have had many long conversations in the Seasonal Orga about the best structure for Seasonal for the number of teams, as far as the schedule. There was a 1 week delay due to HCA accidentally running longer than it was supposed to. So, you know, the biggest things for us were trying to give people as many games as possible for most teams, and also making sure that we are done before the end of December. And we don't want to have games on the weekend of, you know, Christmas Eve and Christmas and New Year's. So based on that criteria, those are our determining factors for the format for seasonal. So yeah, that essentially covers it. We are going to be sharing that video on YouTube. We'll post it. We also, just like last year, have a spreadsheet because some people, I feel like, enjoy spreadsheets more. So we will post that as well. So if you want the the spreadsheet version of that, if that's easier to follow, then please, we will share that for you. But yeah, that's about it. Again, as far as seating, you know, this is something we in Orga have talked about over and over and over the last couple of weeks. So it has been long discussed, and this is what we as a team came up with. So that about covers it for the formats and all the housekeeping things. I think there's only one thing left to do, Alberg. What might that be?
Welcome to Australia. Wait, sorry, wrong stream.
Wrong stream.
Sorry, Stu. Sorry. That was Shui things. No, that's the wrong one. No, but it's time. Let me ask you another way. Nitro.
Yes.
What does a bike need to drive?
I believe that would be wheels.
Plural, double wheel.
Yes. Nice. Very nice. So if you don't know what you're looking at, these are two beautiful wheels. And the way this is going to work is we have two sets of wheels, one for the top 8 and then one for the contenders group. What's going to happen is both of the wheels are going to be spinning at the same time. Double the wheels, double the spinning.
God.
This is fantastic. This is a great setup, Alberg. I love this very much.
It's amazing. It's glorious. I wept like a child the other day when I did a test run. It's beautiful.
And it's a really good scene here in OBS. It just looks really good.
It seemed a bit rough, that joke, but you rounded it up. It's good.
Ew. Yeah. So, I think without further ado, again, this is going to be for our top 8 matchups for week 1 of seasonal. Alberg, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, on your cue, let's spin that wheel.
Quacka, are you ready?
I'm very ready.
Heidi,
Nice.
are you ready? Oui. There we go. Okay, everybody's ready. There we go. Just the heads up. We're going to wheel both wheels, and whoever gets on each side is going to fight the other. So, just because people seem to have had a little confusion there. Okay, I'm going to wheel.
Let's do
Behold the wheeling. And we can see already that might be the Greyhounds. The Greyhounds are going to fight against. It could be Chimera or could be Ed's Chimera.
All right. Week 1, Greyhounds versus Chimera. These are two fantastic teams. That's going to be a great game. Greyhounds, second place in the spring seasonal of this year, so it's gonna be an interesting matchup. It'll be very exciting for sure.
I'm excited for that because Chimera's never played Greyhounds before.
Really?
In
Okay.
all tournaments that we've played with them, we have never actually got to play them, so I'm very excited for that.
So they never had to get up early in the morning. Oh, that's going to be lovely. Oh.
Ultimate test.
That's great.
Lovely. I have the feeling I should wheel again for some reason. I don't know why.
I think you should spin that again. Absolutely. Let's hit it.
Wheel! I need to add an S at the end there. And it seems like it's going to be... Oh, that might be FOC? Oh, God. FOC against... That's going to be a refuse.
That is refused. Nice. All right. FOC, the Factory of Chips against the French-speaking team. Very nice. This will be a very good game. FOC, I still maintain, not only is it one of my favorite logos and names, I also just feel like those games are always very exciting to watch. Refuse, obviously, a very great team as well.
They play on Foy all the time. How is that exciting?
Well, Yamamoto did say their alternate name is Foy of China, so they're very good on Foy. But maybe with these new middle ground rules, if Refuse wishes to do so, they can just double ban in one turn. If they want to double ban Foy Night, then they can do so. Because again, it is Foy Night, not even Foy Day. So
I was
So,
gonna say clearly the wheels are rigged because we have red and blue left over.
Yeah, you know what? That is true.
It's very rigged. It's very rigged, clearly.
If we get WTH versus EG and DC versus ESPT, that'll be interesting. Although I would like to see a rematch between WTH and ESPT. Ooh. That would be good to see. I would like to see that.
Well, I will see what I can do because I'm wheeling now. I really mean it. That is WTH against each. Oh God.
EG. It is.
Yes.
All right. Very nice.
My dark magic is working. Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game as well. I feel like with these top 8 teams, most of these games should be very exciting. So I think these matchups will be great. WTH, obviously, top 4, I believe, last year. Yeah, top 4. EG making it into the top 8. And that is, of course, going to leave the Rats of DC versus Esprit de Corps ESPT. The defending champions. I love the little crown on the rat. That's great.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, ESPT definitely going to have the work cut out for them as far as playing DC. But I mean, they are absolutely a contender in this matchup. So I think it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But that's what we got here for our top 8. That is going to fill the upper bracket here for the play-ins. Again, all these matches will be for seeding. That will determine their placement into the group stage. And of course, that leaves us with the remaining 16, the contenders group.
Which I'm definitely not loading up right now.
Right. Now, the wheels sometimes just need some time to load, but that's okay. We're here. We're ready for it. And we're very excited to see the remaining matchups here for these 16 teams. So a lot more teams on these wheels now.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we're going to see these matchups. I don't know how this is going to go. I think I'm very curious to see who ends up playing who. We have a lot of different regions here. So let's, I think if you're ready, let's hit it.
And of course, people in chat mentioned no circle versus GBI, please. That means if we get that setup, people are going to say, oh, it's rigged even more than it already is rigged. So can't wait for that to happen.
Let's see.
The wheel goes round and round. And that is the line, heard of those, against your favorite pronounced team.
LWJG, yes.
46. Important.
46, yes. LWJG 46, my apologies. Yeah, that's going to be the matchup for week 1. So TL, LWJG 46, going to be facing off. LWJG 46, I believe, a German team. Yeah, chat confirming that.
Yeah. Oh, there we are. I just searched them. There we go. There we have the 2.
Very nice.
It's a bird fight. Lovely.
Yes.
Just realized that. Lovely. Still need to see where I put them. Like, we have a problem that there's a lot of, we don't have a lot of area here to work with. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try. It's a lot of teams.
Yeah. We'll make it work. We'll squeeze them in there. No problem at all. But on your cue, I think we're ready for another spin.
Q. And the wheel goes round and round. And that might be Syndicate against ICF.
Oh, okay. That's going to be a very interesting matchup as well. And one thing to note as well is that as far as time zones, I know that we are trying to make it work with a mixed EU NE team like Syndicate. ICF being a Chinese team. I believe this is this a Japan server? Let's confirm here really quickly.
Sorry,
look at our little table here.
This is to be a Finnish server.
It will be Finland, yes. So yeah, the server will be played on Finland. That is what we have for the middle ground.
The same middle ground as it is for NA in China.
Yes. So yeah, that's what we're looking at here for that second matchup here. So 4 teams in this group. We know who's going to be playing who. And there are 12 teams left.
Sounds like a cue for me to wheel a thing.
That is a cue to wheel a thing. Absolutely.
Then I shall wheel. Weird sounds. And that is going to be, I think it's going to be GBI against Valkyria. So close to a certain other team.
That was close. That was so close. That would have been amazing, though. Don't we have the power to just decide this?
Oh no, the
No.
stream crashed. We have to redo the thing until we get
no.
it.
Dang, we have to spin again. Oh, look, it's GBI versus the Circle. Dang.
5 times in a row. Lovely. Where are they? Valkyria, where are you? Valkyria, there we go. Our Czechian friends. Friends from Czechia, there we go.
Yes.
Words.
Very nice.
Dip, 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 dip.
All right, so that is both of our OCE teams. Their matchups have been decided.
It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful now.
All right.
Because I'm wheeling it. Yes.
Let's go. Yeah, I was waiting. Yeah, let's do it.
And that alert is in the way. I'm gonna move that a bit. Ha!
Phoenix.
Phoenix against Ronin.
Oh, Ronin, newcomers to seasonal. Again, our one and only South American team. So that'll be very exciting. I believe this server is going to be played on NA East. For those unfamiliar with South American teams and time zones, NA East would be that server for this matchup. I do love that though, the fire and water. That's going to be great. Whoever's streaming that, we got to do something cool for that. That'll be nice.
Also, I just realized that the top left of the wave, the dark area, looks like the body of the chicken. What was it? The bird? Huh? With little legs and wings. Oh, that actually looks very nice.
Does.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
cool.
meant to be. It was
works.
meant to be.
Very nice. All right. And for those asking, that server spreadsheet with the time zones will be shared in seasonal here shortly after the stream.
Yes.
When we release the rulebook, it'll be part of that.
And of course, the
absolutely.
rulebook and who's going to fight who is going to be only on my channel, hidden behind the paylog, so you need to get subs and things. And that's only how you can access it. Clearly. Yes.
Absolutely. 100%.
Forgot about that, Jay.
Yeah.
Twitch Prime is free. You know what else is free? Is spinning the wheel.
People just come for the wheels, even if they don't play, they just come for the wheel at this point. Like IR infiltration against circle, it's yellow against yellow in this case. Color choice was. Case was. I have seen IR in the past, they had some very nice matches, and I have seen the circle in the past, they had some nice matches, so sounds like a fun one.
Yeah, no, IR, again, that's going to be one of our Chinese competitors. Circle going to be EU West. Both teams, again, in our contenders group here. So yeah, no, I think these matchups have been pretty good so far. I think week 1 is going to be very, very busy. Lots of games to watch. In fact, there will be 12 games to watch during week 1.
Good God.
Yes, but there are 3 teams left on each wheel, 3 matchups left. Let's find out what these are going to be.
I'm worried because it's leftover teams are both on both sides, red, yellow, and blue.
Yeah. Yeah. If we get Alpha versus Cerberus, Broken Arrow versus 82nd, and FLL versus Central Lines, that will be amazing. I will go and buy a Powerball ticket, which is like almost at $1 billion if you're in the United States, by the way. Yeah.
You know what is free? Spinning the wheel!
Spinning the wheel!
Sorry, Coca. Oh my God. Oh, no, it's... Okay, well, nearly was red. It's the Finns against the Cerberus.
All right, Finns let loose. Yeah, going against Cerberus.
I love the good Finns let loose match. I haven't done one of their matches in, I was going to say age, but I did do the match KRT against FLL, which was glorious back in the day.
FLL has always been a very, very exciting team to watch. They actually put out like content and trailers as well that come out really, really nice. So yeah. I'm very excited to share some of that as well.
FLL had done a really good trailer, one of the best so far for Let Loose overall. And it also was kick-ass because of the metal.
Yeah. Well, we have 2 matchups left here. One more wheel spin to determine the penultimate matchup. Let's see what that is, shall we?
Get ready, kids. This is the last one, more or less. Bop. The wheel decides that it's going to be Alpha against Broken Arrow.
All right, Broken Arrow. I believe, is this Broken Arrow's first time in seasonal? I believe Broken Arrow's a newcomer.
It is,
right?
Yes.
Yeah, we saw Broken Arrow play in APL, the American Premier League. They had a good showing there. So Alpha, though, again, a team that is very established. Obviously, the Alpha has gone through several iterations of team names, but Alpha has been around as far as the players. They've been around for a while, and they are certainly a force to be reckoned with. But of course, that does leave us with just one final matchup: 82nd AD versus Central Alliance here. There's the end of that wheel spin. And that is going to be it. We now know our matchups for week 1 of the Winter Seasonal 2023. I'm very excited. Quokka, any thoughts about these matchups or what we can expect? What's on your mind right now?
What?
I don't know what to see yet. I mean, it's going to be very interesting. I'm excited to see how the play-in ends up working. In both the top and the bottom going in. It is worth noting for everyone, I can't remember if it was mentioned or not, but there will be another wheel after the play for the group. So there's more wheel to come at the end of October.
Right.
So that's probably what I'm most excited for, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we should all be excited about more wheels. Absolutely. But no, this is what we're looking at for Winter Seasonal 2023. Again, we covered some changes to the rules, to the meta. We covered changes to like the middle ground servers, the map banning system. Talked about the format. Again, all this info will be shared in a short period of time from Seasonal Orga, and you can expect that in the near future. So. Yes. I think that is all I have. I'll break anything else that's
I will
like
just
share,
for the ones
Ed?
I will for the ones that came in late, just say for like the 20-second thing. We have the matchup of Greyhounds against Chimera. We have WJH against EG. We have FOC against Refuse. We have DC against ESPT. And then over the contenders, we have the Line against LWJG46, Syndicate against ECF. We have the lovely people from GBI against Valkyrie. We have Team Phoenix against Ronin. We have Infiltration against the Circle. We have the Finns Let Loose against Cerberus. We have Alpha against Broken Arrow. We have 82nd AD against Central Alliance. Just in case you might not know all the logos. Some of them are new, some of them are older. Some of them have been cursed throughout the ages. And some of them have a adorable little crown on their head because it wasn't won the last seasonal.
Of course.
That's all I wanted to say.
Well, thank you. Thank you for saying that, Albrecht. Thank you for putting this together. We appreciate you. Thanks for putting on a wonderful show. Let us know what matches you're excited about. I'm seeing FLL Cerberus will be the best game week 1. I think that's going to be a fantastic matchup. But yeah, that's all we got. Again, more info to come soon. If you have questions, feel free to share them in the Seasonal Discord. Do not send us DMs, please.
I want to make that joke just now.
Do not send us DMs, please.
If you have suggestions or you want to talk about the seeding,
you can send Nitro a DM.
Send Nitro some DMs. I think he's going to be very happy to talk about it, especially about the seeding.
I will respond to your DM. I may not give you the response you're looking for.
With a picture.
Yes, you're going to get some unsolicited photos. Appropriate photos, of course, but they will be unsolicited. So.
Just middle fingers.
Yeah. But yeah, no, thank you everybody for tuning in. We are, again, very excited to put on another edition of Seasonal. And we'll see what comes. Winter is coming, as they say. I think that's what the cool kids say. I've seen an episode of that show.
All the hippity hoppities, yes. The cool kids say all of these things.
Yeah, indeed.
And I do
have
hope,
a nice evening.
I do hope we're gonna get maybe with the. I know you both want to run right now, but I want to just say one thing. I hope that also the whole thing of the devs saying, or was it rather Team 17 saying that they want to invest a bit into like time or resources into competitive. I hope that they say that they wanted to like get a bit more attention towards. Yeah. Competitive. I can't die with the hope there at the end.
I've been saying that. I'm saying that for years, man. I wouldn't hold out hope.
Well, maybe this time it's true. We will see.
And
maybe this time it's true.
Well, the thing is, because
I'm happy to be proved wrong.
The thing is, I have all the lovely people here from the comp teams. I have a personal request at the moment.
That
I'm setting a couch. If anybody needs a couch, no. No, that one. There is one little thing to team reps and other things of importance. Can I maybe, because I am at the moment gathering, let's phrase like that, I'm gathering at the moment information what the competitive side wants from Hell Let Loose.
Okay.
And I'm not allowed to go into too much detail because of multiple resources. But at the moment, if you have things that you say, okay, Altberg, that is a great idea, and like we should have, I don't know, what is a good thing? Decide that the hard points in the middle, for example, you can decide what hard point is going to get picked server-wise. That would be something good for competitive Hell It Loose, because then you can say, okay, we're gonna play Remagen, and it's only gonna be the middle. For example,
Yeah,
it's
that was
only
a big discussion today in Seasonal Discord.
Yeah, exactly. If, for example, you would say that is a nice idea, could we get that? So if you have any things where you go, Outback, that would be nice, or it would be nice if Team 17 did this, forward that via DM or Twitter or DMs or whatever you want. It's all fine. I'm fine with everything Intel-wise.
Yes. All right. Yeah, send that over.
For competitive Hell It Loose. If we need anything that we want to get made, maybe one day.
Perfect.
But yeah, that was my little bit. Sorry.
No worries. That's all I got as well. Once again, thank you very much for having us as guests on your stream. We always appreciate it.
Always happy to have you.
We will see you soon. Seasonal kicks off the weekend of October the 14th. That is next weekend. Next Saturday and Sunday, the 14th and 15th, we are having our first. That's about 2 weeks away. But still, we're getting very close. We are getting very, very close.
Things are happening at some point, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah, I know how to read calendars. It's fine.
Math.
So yes.
Not even once, but
yes. Thank you again, though, and have a good rest of the evening.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Are they all gone? I think they're all gone. Yeah, now I have to stream for myself. Let's just raid somebody. Bye, everybody.